All right. Shalom, shalom. Back again with another edition of the Spiritual Thoughts in Transit. Of course, like always, before I begin, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rachakodash. Also, as well, double honors to the apostles and the others of Great Millstone that continue to rule very well to this very day, that is feeding the flock through the Spirit and power of Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai. And also, as well, likewise, shalom to the Holy Elect as well, continue to labor in his work. And I'm also laboring to show forth your diligence to make your calling and election sure, in faith, in truth and sincerity, and also in all charity. All right. Now, of course, there's another, spiritual thoughts in transit. Like always, the spirit has it to where, wherever the spirit goes, it's going to touch up on certain topics that comes to mind. But I'm just going to go ahead and get right into it. And it's another day at the camp. And of course, as we always go into concerning this current time that we're living in, we the ones that are in rulership, their identities are being displayed before the whole entire world. Because it was a time to where the wicked was known as a mystery. It was a mystery. As far as who the wicked is, and who is bringing about that said wickedness. You know, and now we're in a time, and since we're in the end, now it's being revealed, who that wicked really is, and who is the one that is bringing about, these wicked acts upon the planet Earth, and the reason why the Earth is in disarray. Okay, and you already know that, and it's countless, events in history and evidence showing you that Esau Edom, which is the true biblical nationality of the so-called white man, is the wicked that the Bible speaks of. Because his track record shows, who he really is, and it basically shows, who's fit this characteristic. All right, because when it comes to criminals, they have a certain profile. They have certain characteristics and certain attributes that they possess, showing you who they are. Okay, and when identifying, a criminal or a fugitive, they have to fit that profile. Okay, so whoever this profile fits, that's who they are. Okay, and as we read, earlier when we was going into the lesson, right, during the camp, basically, there's certain acts that were performed by the wicked, showing you who he is. All right, now when you line that up with the person or the people that are doing that today, who fits that profile, who fits those characteristics and those attributes that are written within the Bible. Okay, and also as well, just to add, that's another reason why the so-called white man is trying to do away with the Bible. All right, he's already did it in the form of taking the words from the scriptures, all right, and changing them, all right, changing certain phrases, okay, and and definitions and things like that, But now it's getting to the point to where he's just blatantly trying to just get rid of the Bible as a whole in this current society. And one of the main reasons why is because it puts him on the scene of the crime. That because that's the document that's profiling him. Okay, and him attempting to get rid of the document, which is a living document, by the way. Okay, by him trying to destroy this document, right? He's trying to destroy that profile. Showing who the wicked is. Okay, so. And again, like I mentioned earlier, it's contained within the Bible, of who the wicked really is. Okay. And now that, now that profile has been displayed, right? Showing who he is. Okay. Now we're able to identify who the wicked really is. All right. And that's why we read at the end, right? 2 Thessalonians, I believe it's the 5th chapter, is that the mystery of iniquity has been revealed. All right. Now that man of sin has been revealed, like the scriptures say. Okay. So now that man of sin has been revealed. Okay. and he can no longer hide himself. Okay, there's another scripture that said that. He said he can no longer hide himself. His seed is spoiled. Roughly paraphrasing. Okay, so this man is being spoiled right now. Okay, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shimon Shai, and it starts with being consumed. Referencing 2 Thessalonians, the 5th chapter again, right? Now he's being consumed with the spirit of the Lord's mouth. Okay, and at the end result of that, he's going to be destroyed with the brightness of his coming. All right. So when the Lord returns, guess what? Since the criminal or the fugitive has been identified, right? Now he's about to be destroyed. Okay? Because now we know who the wicked is. All right? And the scriptures speak on the judgments that are written for the wicked. Okay? And their end is what? Destruction. All right? But the whole overtone, all right, of today is that this man, all right, Esau Edom, which again is a true biblical nationality of the so-called white man, okay, that he is indeed the wicked, all right? Because again, according to his acts that which he has done throughout the course of history, is speaking against him, okay? The certain atrocities that he has committed, he has to answer for those things, okay? He's not going to run off into the sunset with everything that he's done, man, okay? Because there is a reward for all the works of men, okay? The scriptures tell you that every man shall receive the things that are done in his body, whether they be good or whether they be evil, okay? And what this man has done, he has committed evil acts, okay? So therefore, he's going to receive the reward for doing that, for doing those wicked acts, all right? In which, the main wicked act that he's committed, or one of the main wicked acts that he has committed, is taking the sons of Israel into captivity, okay, and dealing with us treacherously, all right? So therefore, him doing that, he's going to receive of that same judgment, okay? But like one of the head brothers said, right, is that it's going to be double, okay? So since he has dealt with captivity, all right, by taking us into captivity, all right, and dealing treacherously with us, guess what? He's going to be taken into captivity as well. And he's going to be dealt treacherously, all right? And he's going to be dealt treacherously with, okay? And that's the judgment that's set. And that's uncomfortable for this man, That's why it's written in the book of Hebrews, the 12th chapter, all right? He is trying to seek repentance, all right? He's seeking it with tears, And those tears, right, represent certain pieces of legislations to, quote unquote, try to satisfy our people. That's why there's another scripture in the book of Job that says he shall seek to please the poor, all right, in which he has tried to do, but has failed miserably time and time again. Why? Because he is not for our turn. Okay, he's not for our people, all right, and because he knows who we really are. He knows that we are the children of the Most High. Okay, that we are the Israelites. Okay, so in attempting to please the poor, guess what? He is oppressing the poor even more. Okay, that's why the scriptures deem it as the tender mercies of the wicked are cruel. All right, and as you can see, they are cruel. Okay, because the result of this man, trying to please the poor, which represents our people once again, all right, he has further put our people into this disarray, okay, and into further oppression, all right, because no matter what this man tried to do, he still has his eyes set on our people to destroy us, okay. This is an ancient hatred that is going all the way back to the womb, man. Okay, this goes back to the brotherly hatred since the beginning. All right, and that hatred has not gone away. Okay, it's still here to this very day, man. It's evident. All right, That's why when it comes to our people, we are the least preferred in this society. Okay. But meanwhile, the so-called white man, right, which again is Esau Edom, okay, everybody wants to be like this man. Okay. He's put himself forth as a, the so-called shining example on what to do, and that's why the whole entire planet Earth is following. The reason why is because he's in rulership. All right, and I believe we quoted that earlier. We didn't get the precept, but we had quoted it earlier, right? Is that as the ruler of the people are, so are his judges. All right, roughly paraphrasing. Okay, such as the ruler, so is the people. All right, so that's why again, the people now, they're trying to be on equal footing with Esau Edom, and that's why our people are the main ones that push equality in society. But meanwhile, this man, his threshold has already been set by Yahweh Bashmil Shai. Okay, and you read about it. All right, in the book of Job, the 30th chapter, if I'm not mistaken. Okay, and what's the threshold for Esau Edom? The base. Okay, in which that base represents the lowest of the structure. Okay, and that base is where you have the dirt, the filth, the bugs, the creatures. All right, that means that he's at he's meant to be at the lowest, and that's why when you read in the book of Job, the 30th chapter, that he was driven forth from among men. All right, he was driven out. Okay, because why? Because he was identified. All right, he was the thief, and he was identified as a thief. Okay, so therefore he was chased away. All right, and into the mountains. Okay, and from that point, he deteriorated. All right, as a people. Okay, he was at the point where he was at the place where he was supposed to be, which is what, at the lowest. All right, and see now the Lord, and this shows you that there's power with Yahweh Bashmil Shai. All right, and this lets you know that there's a higher power. Okay, because how in the world has this man gained control over the planet Earth? Which again, like I said earlier, that shows you that Yahweh Bashmil Shai is able to set whoever he wants in rulership. And that, again, that shows you his power. All right. So therefore, since this man being a rulership, he's set to be the basis of all men. But guess what? Now he's on top right now. All right. Pursuant to Ecclesiastes, the 10th chapter. Okay, where it says he has seen servants upon horses and princes walking as servants on the earth. All right, because it's been a trading of places. All right, but guess what? It's going to be a turning once again. It's going to be a trading of places once again. All right, and I mentioned before, right, that power struggle. All right, it's always been a back and forth between Jacob and Esau. It's always been oppression between the two. All right, because guess what? When we had our kingdom, right, underneath King David going into King Solomon's rulership, right, we had these devils in subjection. All right, and he is indeed the devil that the Bible speaks of. All right, so when we was in rulership, we had this man underneath our thumb. Okay, and he was being oppressed under us. All right, and like I said, it's rightfully so. All right, because not only is he hated, all right, amongst the children of Israel, right, and also you can also include other nations as well. All right, because they know who he is. All right, they know who this man is. All right, but yet they deal with him because he has the rulership, he has the dominion, he has the riches. All right, he has the possession. So that's why these other nations deal with him anyway. All right, even though in their mind they don't want to, but they do anyway. All right, because they, again, like I said, they know who this man is. So Not only is he hated amongst men, all right, he's also hated by Yahweh Shemel Shai. And like we mentioned earlier at the camp, right? You know, they look at hate as something that's a strange thing, all right, that's detestable. But meanwhile, Yahweh Shemel Shai, the creator of the heavens and the earth, hate this man, all right? And you read in Romans 9 and 13, okay? Also, Malachi, the first chapter, all right, that the hatred is set towards Esau Edom, okay? Even the Lord hates this man, all right? And you can't refute that. It's written in black and white, man, that the Lord hates this man, all right? No matter what, you know, rebuttals or what have you that people try to come up with. No, man, no, the Lord, Yahweh Shemel Shai, said that he loved Jacob and hated Esau, okay? And there's no getting around that. It's written in the Old Testament and the New Testament, so you really can't get around that, all right? Because even in that time in the New Testament, right? Because the New Testament wasn't written yet, right? You still had all those men like Matthew, you know, Mark, Luke, and John, all right? You had the disciples that later became apostles, right? You had the men that believed that was writing those books, all right? The New Testament wasn't written yet, all right? Because they were living in those times, all right? But the point is that in those times, who was in rulership? Esau, okay? He was in rulership and he was promoted himself. He put himself out there as the Greeks and the Romans, all right? And even in that time, you know, they dealt a certain way towards the Israelites, okay? Because they saw everybody else as inferior, but yet he's the one who's inferior. All right, again, so going back to Job the 30th chapter, he is the basis of all men, all right? So he saw everybody beside him as inferior. That's why when he set up images, right, those sculptures and those images that he promoted in the Roman Empire, okay, those were images of him, all right? Now, and then afterwards, it was a transition of power, like I mentioned earlier, okay? You had this kingdom to fall, all right, and you had our people to come into rulership right after, all right? But even in that time, you know, you had images of us being put up. But here's the thing. When our images were being put up, you know, he tried to destroy them. You know, you have a term called iconoclasm, which means what? A destruction of an image. Okay? Which is a compound word which was icon, which means image. And clasm means to destroy. All right? Or destruction. All right? So you had our images that were being destroyed. Okay? You had certain you know, sculptures that nose were chipped off, right, in the lips. Okay? You know, certain images that were whitewashed. Why is that? It's because they didn't want our images to be put out, saying that, you know, basically showing that we were there during that time and we had, you know, certain presence. You know, we had a presence there. You know, even what the scholars call the so-called so-called Dark Ages. Okay. And why do they call it the Dark Ages? Because our people were ruling. All right. You know, they say that was a time where you know, they don't have information or what have you. They don't have enough information or research to you know, to go into the in-depth, you know, details of that time period. But you know, all that is false, man. The reason why they didn't bring out any information because we were all splattered all over that time, man. You know, we were all over. Our presence was known during that time. All right, but the so-called white man, he saw Edom. You know, he tries to destroy that fact that we were there and we were in rulership. Okay. So everything this man's trying to do, he does it for the betterment of his own. All right, everybody else is beneath him. All right, but the Lord Yahweh Shemel Shai is going to put him back in his place where he belongs. Okay, like I said earlier, when he was driven from among men as a thief. All right, you know, he was in his proper place. All right, but now he's out of place. All right, like the brothers were saying earlier. Okay? But now the Lord's getting ready to put him back in his place. Okay? Which is, again, being the basis of all men. Okay? And like I said, everything that's being said right now, all right, these are according to the words we have about Shmuel Shah out of the scriptures, man, out of the Bible. All right? And the Bible itself shows you that this man is base. Okay? Because there are different accounts that took place that shows you how much this man hates us. All right? When you read the book of Obadiah, the first chapter, it tells you, it gives you accounts of what this man has done, past, present, and future. All right? How he cut us off from the way we was fleeing from the Egyptians. All right? When we came to him and told him, look, we're not going to go by any other way but by the King's Highway. And the reason why that was so relevant is because in the King's Highway, it's well guarded, It's well guarded by the ones who have dominion and possession of that land. So if there was ever anything to go down, or there was ever any trouble that's being caused by somebody in that highway, they will be apprehended. So he was telling them, Moses was saying, look, we're going to go by the King's Highway. So in case, so they'll basically, put us in his trust, saying, look, we're not going to go by any way so that you won't think that we're doing something shady. We're going to go by the King's Highway so you can monitor us, just for your own trust, for your, for your own peace of mind. But Esau Edom wasn't having that. All right. He cut us off by the way with the sword. Okay. And we had to find another way. And guess what? The Lord hasn't forgotten that. All right. And we told him, look, we was fleeing from the Egyptians to get to where we was trying to get into the promised land. But Esau cut us off, man. He's trying to cut us off from the way. So guess what? He's going to have to pay for that. All right. Another thing, the Babylonians. And like I said, this is all from Obadiah, the first chapter. All right. Where it says, thou shouldest not have. All right. And that's true. Thou shouldest not have done these things, Esau. Okay. And another account is when we was taken down by the Babylonians. Okay. Well, what were they doing? They weren't helping us. You know that for a fact. All right. But rather they were pointing us out to the Babylonians to where we were. And they were helping them. All right. They were helping the Babylonians take us down. Okay. The Lord hasn't forgotten about that. All right. What's that in the book of Psalms? I'll try to remember exactly where it is, but the scripture where it says, they have said, race it, even to the foundation thereof. Okay. Which that word race means what? To destroy. Okay. So they were there during that time we was being taken down. All right. And our kingdom was being destroyed. And they were furthering the destruction of our kingdom. All right. By helping the Babylonians. So guess what? Again, the Lord hasn't forgotten about that, man. Okay. Another thing, closer to a present time. All right. The transatlantic slave trade. Okay. Where you was taking our people. All right. And then treating them evil. All right. Took us into captivity, stole us. Right. Brought us into captivity. And to build up your kingdom. All right. Meanwhile, he was doing all manner of wickedness and atrocities towards our people while we were doing that. Here it is. We were already downtrodden as a people, right? We were already taken into captivity, right? But this man went overboard with it. He took our people and treated us as nothing, man. When you read the accounts of what was going down during that time, right? And we brought out in the camp too, one of the examples, African Dodger, all right? You had certain carnivals that were taking place too, that were parading our people, right? Another example, what's her name? Sarah Bartman, I believe is her name. Yeah, Sarah Bartman, all right, where they were parading her around the city, all right? because of her appearance, you know. So this man, over the course of history, has shown time and time again that he has always hated our people, and he's always wanted to have our people destroyed, man. Okay, so the Lord Yahweh Bashman Shai is getting ready to meet this man with that same energy. All right, again, we read it earlier, right? Galatians, I believe the 6th chapter. Whatsoever man soweth, that shall also reap. All right, so he has labored to do these things towards us. So guess what? Yahweh Bashman Shai is going to work in these days to where this man is going to receive that same reward or that same judgment, man. All right, that same thing which he has sown, he's going to reap. All right, he has sown captivity, he's going to reap captivity. All right, he has sown the sword, he's going to reap the sword. All right, he has sown calamities and anguish. All right, tribulation, and guess what? He's going to reap the same. All right, all the things he had done to us is going to be done to him. But like we mentioned earlier, right? Revelations, 18th chapter, if I'm not mistaken, is going to be rendered unto him double according to his works. The cup which has been filled, right, is going to fill double. All right, it's going to be filled unto him double, man. Okay, so all the things he's done to us is going to be doubled unto him. All right, for all these things that are done. All right, and at the end of that, right, when you continue reading in the book of Obadiah, right, it says that that the house of Jacob should be a fire, and the house of Joseph a flame, and Esau for stubble. So at the end of all these things, he is going to be put off the earth, man. Okay, he's going to be erased from existence. Okay, and he is no longer going to be a thing on the earth. Okay, because history has shown that when you leave this man to his own devices, all right, when you have him even existing on the planet Earth, shit happens. All right, wickedness pollutes the whole earth. When this man is even living, all right, and again, Yahweh Bashman Shai is seeing this done. All right, he's gonna lead the charge in this, man. Okay, and again, like I said at the beginning of the live stream, that's why they're trying so hard to get the Bible out of the society, you know, trying to get rid of it, because it's telling you this man's judgment and what's going to happen to him. All right. So again, like I said earlier, when all these things are done, this man's going to have no excuse and nothing to complain about. You know, we quoted it earlier, right? We read it in Genesis the 4th chapter. You know, why are you mad? You know, why is your countenance falling? If you have done well, guess what? You will receive things. You will receive reward. But if you do not well, sin is going to meet you at the door. All right. So that's his judgment, man. Okay. So with that, we'll go ahead and close out that note. Lord's will. This live stream is Spiritual Thoughts and Trance was edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. You know, Lord's will, you are fed to the full with His word. You know, and also, you know, Lord's will is also boosting your faith and get you going until next time, man. All right. So, you know, with that, once again, you know, Lord's will is edifying to the elect of the nation of Israel. Again, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Shai, Ba'ashem Kodash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of great millstone and world to this day, and also Shalom, peace and safety. And salutations to the hopefully elect, continue labor in His work, and labor to show for your diligence to make your calling and election sure, and faith, and truth, sincerity, and all charity. With that, Shalom.